Coach, on Saturday you mentioned kind of togetherness and how important it was to kind of stay together. I mean, early on, Blake got some boos and some things like that. I mean, what did you think about that? And how do you kind of coach him to handle old negative feedback like that?
Yeah, for me, I talk about this all the time, man. Leadership, it's lonely. It's part of this profession. It's part of playing that position inside this conference. And man, there's a responsibility for each and every one of us to make sure that we do a great job of just focusing on our job and making sure we play with great emotion and great energy, and at the same time, handling that emotion and energy at the right time. And that's, again, for us, man, you step inside that arena, you're gonna get criticized. That's part of this game. And that's what every single one of us signed up for. And there's so much good that comes with it. I don't want him to feel any type of way about that part of it. It's about going and playing the best of our ability, me coaching to the best of my ability to give our guys a chance to go win.
As you and your staff have had a chance to evaluate, watch film, is there anything new that stuck out to you about the way the game ended, or anything you think you guys would do differently or should do differently?
Yeah, I mean, talked to the team a ton this morning. Like, Sunday's a huge reflection day for me, obviously, in a lot of different areas, from whether it's game planning, calling the game, situational football. The thing that I don't like is not taking the time out after second down and in 2 minutes at the end of the game, just incredibly conservative, not wanting to give the football back to them. It's not who I am, and that's the one that I'm going to hang on to and learn from more than anything. Had the ability, probably should have taken the time out, bring them over, talk. I love our third down call. You go back and you watch the tape, it's frustrating. Blake's going to throw the check down in the flat to Vaughn, and the tip of the ball hits his thigh pad and the ball comes out, and he's going to complete a ball from me to you, and we're going to gain 20, 25 yards, call a timeout, and go kick a field goal. That's this game. And those moments are crushing, but I want that back in a big way. So that one for me, again, really frustrating. Hated just the fact that, man, we do what we do inside the first 3 quarters, and then we're up 17 to start the fourth. They make a huge chunk play on third down where we got a chance to get off the field. They go score, we answer with a 3-play touchdown. Vaughn makes a great play, Blake makes a really good play, and we go back up 17, and then we never got the ball back up 17. And defensively, we have this great drive, the next drive, for the first 4 plays, and we get off the field. We're going to be first and 10 plus 34 and up 17 points, with just under 10 minutes left. And we extend the drive because of a personal foul, and they go the length of the field and go score a touchdown. Now we're up 10. So there's so many moments in the entire football game that give us a chance to have a different outcome. Those that I'm pointing to right now are the ones that weigh heavily on you because they are chances to win the game and leave no doubt. And that's something that we're going to continue to talk about, leave it no doubt, and find ways to continue to strain and fight like hell to be +1 at the end of the day.
Right.
Coach, you talked about that possession, last possession, and calling timeouts and things like that. You've been a play caller for a while now. You had to transition into play caller, head coach.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've handled that and calling plays, and also understanding the situations throughout the game, and who do you lean on in those situations?
Yeah, I think where people see things a little differently is guys that have been coordinators and calling plays. You've always had to deal with the situations because you have the ball, so you're in control. So whether you're calling a timeout, whether you're trying to gain 6 to 8 yards from a field position standpoint, going back now 2 weeks ago, whatever it is, like, you've been in control of the football. You've had to deal with the situation. So from a situational standpoint, I think we've been really clean. I hate that I didn't take a timeout after second down because, again, it's just way, way, way too conservative and being worried about them getting the football back because they had all the momentum. Us having the ability to call timeout And again, go talk to our guys. If we end up not converting on the third down, they're going to call timeout immediately. We're going to have to punt the ball away. There's going to be probably 25 seconds left. And I should trust us to be able to go get a stop and not let them get in field goal range. So, like, situationally, again, I feel like we've been in a pretty good place. I think we've done a great job handling the 2-minute warning in both sides of halves, not putting our defense in a bad spot at the end of halves. And again, for me, always taking from it, man, always being incredibly critical of myself as I'm in control of the game, and things that will continue to come up that we can always find ways to maybe make it better and give us a better chance.
James?
You talked about after Saturday how you want to try and find out what foundation we have. How have you been able to do that just in the 48-ish hours that have passed since then?
Guys inside the building yesterday, which I expected, and just, man, disappointment, frustration, shocked. Like, this really happened, and it did. And our guys this morning, through leadership council meetings, our team meeting, position meetings, unit meetings, kids are resilient, man, and to me, they'll fit off the leader and fit off of the people coaching them every single day. I think we've got a pissed off football team, a team that isn't hanging their head, is not feeling sorry for themselves, a football team that is ready to go prove that we're a good football team. And that's my charge, because we have a good football team. We got a tough football team. I hate the fact that we're not having the ability to feel that and the success. I hate our fan base doesn't have the ability to feel that. The way they showed up in Davis Wade, our student section, the energy, the passion, as good a game day experience as you can have. And I hate that our fan base and our people that are so invested don't get to feel good about winning a big game. So, man, it's everybody involved, but again, our guys are going to be ready to go play on Saturday, and there's not going to be any feeling sorry for ourselves. We fully understand what's ahead of us, and I think that's what's most important.
Sam?
Some might think, just looking at things on paper, that this Arkansas game might be the best remaining chance at winning an SEC game. Is that how you guys view it at all, or something you talk about with the team?
No, not in the least bit. But we played a football team a couple weeks ago that was the best 2-4 team in the country. We're playing the best 2-6 football team in the country this week. Like, they've got a quarterback that is, again, elite at everything that he does. They have played really well offensively. Auburn did a really good job defensively the other day, creating some turnovers. Arkansas struggled in the red zone a little bit. But again, their ability to score and play great offensively is very well documented. And then defensively, they played better. And they haven't been great against the run, but they were better this past week. Auburn did a great job of committing to the run game and finding ways to play some 11-on-11, which gave them a chance at the end of the day to go win the game.
Obviously, BT and Evans have not had a problem handling pressure and constant attention from other teams this year, but how much is the emergence of Aiden Williams as that third receiver kind of take some pressure off of them? Obviously, Aiden had his best game Saturday, and he's playing pretty good football.
Yeah, that's huge. Aiden, again, he's just gotten better and better. I think when he gets opportunities, he's going to take advantage of them. He did that Saturday. I do. I've got great trust in that guy to make plays. The blind eye, or the normal eye never sees it, but there's a couple opportunities inside that game if the ball gets up and down. We're just a little bit better in the RPO world up front. Man, we got a chance for him to have a couple of chunks on some big drives. So, again, proud of what he's doing, where he's at. Got to continue to get better.
We saw Fluff go through warm-up Saturday, and what kind of went into that decision for him not to play, and what's kind of your anticipation for him this week?
He wasn't ready, and I wish he was. You know, it was for me going through warm-ups and him being out there and doing everything. You could tell he felt good. He didn't feel great, and he just was not quite ready to be able to go do it. You know, I think if it's at the end of the day, if it's an opponent where maybe he can get 5 or 6 carries and we feel safe about him playing, that's not the case in this league. And for us, we're hopeful, but it's going to be day to day.
Coach, when we talked to you a media days, you said that Brandon Thompson is the epitome of what a transfer should be, and now that he's really, become one of the leaders on the field at least, how have you also seen him become a leader in the locker room as well?
And guy does everything right. I mean, he does everything right. He throws his body around as a blocker better than anybody in that entire room. It's not even close, and it's because he chooses to. And he doesn't win all the time when he's, blocking the perimeter, when he's asked to go block a safety, but he does enough to be able to give us a chance to get the ball where it needs to go situationally. So, again, the guy is all about the team, and he's what I love coaching. Great player that has really high care and is all about the team.
Steve?
Got a couple. There was some optimism last year when Arkansas came here that maybe a dub for you. It ended up being like the worst matchup of the year. It didn't work out as well. What gives you confidence this year that your team matches up a lot better than you did last year?
Yeah, again, this team in comparison to last year's team is, we're talking about like night and day. I'm talking about coaching them, the people that are playing in between the white lines every single day. And we don't talk about last year, but one thing that I mentioned last year was about, man, hey, let's go play as hard as we possibly can. Like, let's just do everything we can this week to just go play as hard as we possibly can. And maybe that ball will bounce the right way and somehow we'll be able to win a football game. That was the reality of it. I didn't talk like that during the season because I never will. It's a completely different situation. We got a good football team. We did not a year ago. We've got a good enough football team to win. And so for us, continue to make the adjustments and be able to go attack victory. And when you have opportunities inside this conference to go win a game, and you got to go win the game. We got to go get the guy on the ground and not let him have an 80-yard punt return for a touchdown. And make them earn the fact of, going and tying the game at the end of regulation. The examples are all over the place of finishing the game, all right? And again, every bit of it's going to fall back on me. That's the reality of it. That is stepping in the arena. And everybody's going to be criticized on the outcome of the game and the result. And that's part of it. But last year's team and this year's team is the furthest thing from being similar.
They made a coaching change at Arkansas, as you all know. With Coach Petrino kind of running the show, have you noticed any differences in what they're doing offensively and defensively?
Offensively, no. Defensively, they're completely different. So, again, he made a change at defensive coordinator, made a change at linebacker, made a change at defensive line. So we've got 3 games that we've watched that can kind of give you the information of what we're going to get this weekend. So it's very, very limited tape. But feel like we've got a good grasp of what it's going to look like and what we're going to get.
Robbie?
Coach, we talked a lot about just trying to figure out some of these guys have to learn how to win. And, you go back into the games and you find certain plays that might have swung the game. Is there something in particular that you're seeing that's just a constant issue for you guys, or is it just a case-by-case, really case-by-case basis?
It's truly like each position. And that's what we talked about in the team meeting. It's not one guy and one situation and one thing happening that's keeping us from knocking the door down and getting the victory. It is, it's every position on the field. It's giving these guys something that's a little better to go execute. It's having the ability to not go 3 and out, back-to-back drives in the fourth quarter so that you win the game. There's all kinds of things on the tape that give us the ability to be +1 this past Saturday. And so everybody having incredible responsibility and ownership and accountability and fixing these things to be able to go be +1. And in the moment, not letting the pressure of the moment trap you from going and playing free and fast and trusting yourself to go make the play that you made in the second quarter. And that's the thing that we talked about in the show today. Exact same call, exact same play. Second quarter executed perfectly. We're off the field. Exact same call, exact same play. Fourth quarter plus 22. And our alignment by two guys defensively creates the chunk play. Just do exactly what you've done. Trust yourself and go make it. Don't make it more than what it is.
James and Sam.
Just going back to the fan base you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
What's your message to them right now?
Yeah, one, thank you for the support, the atmosphere, the energy. And Saturday was as good as it gets. And again, there's like all this disappointment, being pissed off, frustrated that they're not getting to enjoy it, just like the people inside these walls aren't getting to enjoy it. That's a real thing. You've all heard me talk about how much I appreciate our community and our connection and the passion and the love that people have for Mississippi State. I love that. That's one of the greatest things about our university. And I hate that they're not getting to enjoy it. My hope is that we have the ability to go take care of business and go get a tough, hard win on the road on Saturday, and then come back home to another great crowd. Again, I've talked a little bit about it. We got a good football team. We got a tough football team, and our guys are fighting their butt off every single day to get the outcome we want. We've got to go find a way to get it done.
Going to Sam and close it out with Danny.
Saw a stat that Mississippi State is last among power conference teams in terms of just points allowed in the fourth quarter of games. How do you maybe explain that, or what do you maybe attribute that to?
We've talked a ton about sustaining, some of the things I talked a little bit about earlier, just if it's the exact same call against the exact same play, being able to execute it the exact same way. And we get 5 3 and outs, a turnover, give up 2 explosive plays. I think we're off the field on maybe 6 or 7 of 10 in the first 3 quarters, give up 14 points. And then in the fourth quarter, we give up 17 points. We give up 3 explosives. We're 2 for 7 on 3rd and 4th down. It's like the tell of 2 completely different teams. And being able to sustain in those moments, very similar in the Tennessee game, and get off the field gives us the ability to go win the game. I take great responsibility on offense too. We have the ball 2 times and have the ability to me, go ice the game. And instead of going and getting just a couple of first downs, we go 3 and out in back-to-back drives. And some really, really discouraging moments inside those 2 drives. So it's a very, very team thing. It's playing complementary football inside the fourth quarter. But again, our guys, focusing small and going and taking victory and having the ability to trust yourself to go make the play.
Garrett had an impressive sack of Manning somewhat early in the ball game. Just have you seen him grow as a redshirt sophomore, and where do you think his ceiling is?
Who is that?
Darian on defense.
Yeah. So again, he's doing some great things, and I think a guy that's got a big time ceiling. He's gotten better and better. His role has been more and more involved, and look for him to continue to make these huge strides and play the way we need him to play as we go down this last stretch.
All right. Thanks, everyone.